What's up guys, DuArktik with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we have some very exciting news. We have finally the kit of Black Cat, and it was presented on a random day. No, it's not Friday, it's not anything like that, so it's kind of crazy. Hopefully we'll have a strike time video to see Black Cat in action. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. So we're going to take a look at her kit in this video. We're also going to take a look at what's going to be the full team of Black Cat and other character that it seems that is going to be very impactful in terms of the game, especially if you are a big fan of Alliance War. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so who's an absolute boss is this Black Widow. Wow, she's gonna change the game in multiple ways. Her specific game mode where she's gonna shine, it's gonna be Arena. Yes, you heard it right. She's gonna be Arena character, but she's gonna have major impact on other game modes as well, like Cosmic Crucible, Alliance Wars, and of course Dark Dimension. Okay, so before I start talking about Black Cat, we have to mention a few things, so make sure to check out the channel. We have new videos every day, and if you want to see what kind of Bifrost characters you want to use for raids, you can see right here on this video. You don't have to use the full team, you can use half of the team and you're gonna be great. More information here. Then if you want to see my opinion about Spider-Man Big Time and the Infestation, and we're talking about Spider-Man Big Time as a whole, right, for all game modes. We're not talking about Arena, we're not talking about Alliance Wars defense specifically, we're not talking about raid specifically, just as a whole. And then how you can get higher efficiency in Cosmic Crucible if you are using Loki right now, because we have greater motivation to invest in him, and he's opening a lot of doors in case you want some higher efficiency points in Cosmic Crucible. Okay, so moving on, we have new data mines, all thanks to Michael Insane Rocket. We have some very juicy data mines that are giving tons and tons of information about which characters to come and how to take advantage of the new events. So the first data mine that we're going to talk about in this video that is related with Black Cat is the new character. So Photon is coming to the game. So now we know exactly which are the 5 characters coming to the game. We have Miss Marvel Hard Light, which I think is the one we had on the TV show. Then we're gonna get a new Ghost Rider, we're gonna have Black Cat, we're gonna have Photon, and then we have a 5th character that we don't know for sure. This 5th character is not part of the team that we are going to get now. This team is gonna be called the Secret Defenders. You can see it right here, Secret Defenders. And we are going to have a reworked character there, which is going to be the Doctor Strange, the original one. So that's going to be the 5th member on this team. You can see right here, it's this guy, not any other character. So we still have an unknown character on the silhouettes of the characters that were announced. That character, we still think it's Ronin, which is a different version of Hawkeye. So we'll see if that's going to be confirmed tomorrow or not. But for now, this is the information we have. Secret Defenders with Photon, Ghost Rider Ray's version, then Miss Marvel Hard Light, which I think is the MCU version, Black Cat, and the original Doctor Strange. Okay, so on top of that, we also have information that Photon is also going to serve as the 5th member of the A-Force. This is massive. The A-Force really needed a 5th member, and now with the reworks that they are going to get plus Photon on that team, the A-Force is going to be a very powerful Alliance Wars offensive team. Very powerful across the board. They have insane regeneration, they have a speed bar, they have a lot and lots of energy, and they have massive burst damage. So keep your eyes open on your A-Force and on Photon, because that might be a very important team going forward for Alliance Wars, and it might open some doors like against Infestation, Darkhold, or something like that. Okay, so Photon, she's also going to be part of the Arena meta, as you can see, because it's part of the Secret Defenders. She's going to clear positive effects on the enemies, she's going to apply defense down to the enemies, massive amounts of damage, and the synergies with Secret Defenders and also with A-Force. So this is going to be a very versatile character. And I expect Photon to be some kind of powerhouse the same way that Captain Marvel used to be back in the day when she was firstly released. Okay, so Photon, she's on the same team as Black Cat, so let's see what Black Cat brings to the table. As always, Marvel Strike Force brings beautiful characters that very exciting to play with. And this is the next legendary character. I think that's going to be very important. Going forward, we are on this supposedly Mephisto saga. We had Apocalypse saga, now we have the Mephisto saga. And this is going to be one of the characters that you probably have to get up above anyone else, even with Isolate Pool level 4, maybe even level 5. So keep that in mind. Okay, so Black Cat, let's jump our story. There are multiple videos of her story on YouTube. You should check out. There is multiple content creators that really cover the story of the characters. I like to use to watch, for example, Marvelite. He has some interesting videos on the origins of the characters and so on. So you can choose your favorite. Let's take a look at the kit of Black Cat. So she's gonna be Villain, City, Skill, Brawler, Spider-Verse, Secret Defender, and Legendary. So we have some interesting decisions here. We knew she was going to be City. We were not sure if she was going to be Villain or not, but because she's Arena meta, maybe that is going to bring you some additional value with Super Scroll and with Apocalypse. Then we have the fact that she is Skill. She could be Skill, she could be Bio, she could be Mystic, and she could be Tech. The only thing that she couldn't be is Mutant, which I think it makes sense. And I think it's fine. It's a skill character. We have a lot of skill gear, so why not? Okay, so one problem that we have with her is that she's Villain Brawler, and because of that you cannot pair up with the Young Avengers, but maybe that's a good thing, right? Spider-Verse, so some opportunities to use with Sinister Six or Web Warriors or something like that, and the Secret Defenders is the new team. Okay, so taking a look at her kit, we have the normal abilities and we have the Awaken abilities. I have to say right away that if you are a whale, you are going to have massive advantage in Arena if you are getting her Awaken abilities. This is probably the most pay-to-win character that we have, because while you can skip the Awaken abilities of Nova for Alliance Wars, you definitely cannot skip the Awaken abilities for Black Cat in Arena. I'm sure that Scopely is going to make millions of dollars, not billions, just millions of dollars just of these abilities alone for Black Cat. So if you are a whale, prepare your wallet, make sure you warm up your credit card, because it's gonna get wrecked. Okay, so taking a look at the basic ability, Black Cat is going to do piercing damage. Of course, she has nails, so she has to do piercing damage. And on top of that, she applies slow and bleed. This slow is going to be very important because of other abilities that she has. And it also does this effect with isolate attacks. So she's going to be a striker, that's already for sure. And it's going to be one of the best strikers that we have in the game. So we have piercing damage, we have slow, we have bleeds. On top of that, we have speed bar reduction to the enemy. Remember that every time you have slow plus speed bar reduction, you are getting 50% more value of the speed bar reduction. So this is 5%, but it's actually 7%. And if you count the isolate attack, then it's going to be 15 instead of just 10. Flip the speed bar on this character by 5%, so the enemies are going slower, you are going faster. If this character has 30% or less health, gain stealth with a basic and gain charge. This charge mechanic I can spoil for you right now, so you can understand what the charge mechanic does. When you get 5 charges, instead of dealing damage to the enemies, like we have seen with other characters, like Magic, Deadlock, and many other characters, instead of dealing damage, she's going to heal herself, which is quite remarkable. It's going to make her super tanky, and is going to make her very good to play on all game modes. Enemies killed by this ability and isolate attack cannot be revived, so this is a massive counter against characters that revive, like Captain Carter, but also against characters that apply revives, like Dormammu. So this is going to be super good. So isolate, same thing. And you can see that Awaken abilities are also going to do the same thing. You have this extra ability that ignores defense up. So on top of the piercing, When you have defense up, it increases armor by 50% and it also reduces damage by 50%. So not only you are going to ignore all armor, but the damage reduction is also going to be removed. Now you have the special ability, Bad Luck for You. This is a turn 1 ability, and this is one of the strongest abilities in the game, and this is why Black Cat is going to be one of the most important characters in the game for the next 1 year, if not longer. This is going to be probably one of the biggest meta changes characters coming to Marvel Strike Force because of this special ability. So first turn, 5 energy comes full, attack primary target for piercing damage, and do the following effects to the primary target. Apply Trauma, apply Bleed, apply Disrupt, and apply Stun. This is massive turn 1 Trauma Stun in all game modes. We have Nova. Nova was amazing for War because he does exactly the same thing. But this one is in all game modes. So this is going to be massive. Once again, Cosmic Crucible, Alliance Wars, it doesn't really matter. Even maybe in raids, she's going to be amazing because of this ability. On top of that, on top of applying Trauma, Bleed, Disrupt, and Stun on the first turn, she's also going to copy and clear positive effects from the enemies, excluding Taunt, and give to herself, reduce the speed bar of the enemies by 10%, and remember that if they have slow with isolate attack, this is going to increase the value by 50%, and then it's going to clear 1 charge. You don't need a charge to do this ability, at least from the information that we have now, but it will limit a little bit what you can do with your passive in terms of the charge mechanic. After you do this attack to the primary target, you are also going to rebound chain through multiple characters, applying piercing damage and applying bleed, and then with that rebound chain, she's going to clear charges. She's going to clear charges of the enemies. This is going to affect teams like Hero Asgardians. This is going to affect teams like Gamma, right? We have She-Hulk getting charges, we have Red Hulk getting charges, we have the original Hulk getting charges. So any kind of team that gets a lot of charges, this rebound chain is going to be able to remove multiple charges from that character. So it's super impactful, and it's going to affect all game modes. Then fill the speed bar of this character by 10% on the top of the 10% reduced on the enemies. Apply to charger to self and now Secret Defender allies. Once again, Photon, Ghost Rider, Miss Marvel, Hard Light, and the original Doctor Strange. This attack can chain through stealth targets, so once again, it's going to affect characters like Loki that apply stealth to Hero Asgardians, and I'm just using Hero Asgardians as an example of a team that can gain charges and gain stealth. The attack cannot be blocked and the attack cannot be counter-attack, and this is why Black Cat is going to be such a massive counter against the Red Hulk, right? Because Red Hulk usually can stop characters with rebound chains. It's not going to be the case because this attack cannot be stopped. Then we have the ultimate of Black Cat, another very impactful ability. It's quite crazy how powerful this character is. I don't know how to read these. Ill-gotten gains, I guess. I don't know exactly how to read these. You guys let me know in the comments below. But this is a second turn ability. 5 energy out of 7, which is a little bit of a long cooldown, but it's similar to what we had with Nova. So we can imagine that the abilities are so impactful that the only way they have to stop them is just make the cooldown longer. And when you use the ultimate, you are going to do the following effects to the primary target. Clear immunity, transfer all negative effects and vulnerabilities from self to that target. Copy and clear charged from all positive... Copy and clear charged and all positive effects excluding taunt from self, which is interesting, I guess. Copy and clear charged and all positive effects excluding taunt to self. Okay, so she's going to give all those buffs from the enemies. This is going to be great against characters like Wong with a lot of buffs, maybe even Apocalypse. There are a few options out there. Once again, it also counters Hulk, right? Hulk with a bunch of positive effects that they copy with Brona. And then in Arena, if this character has trauma, apply trauma to that primary target. So you're going to reflect 1 trauma from yourself to another character, but it doesn't clear your own trauma, so keep that in mind. It's going to attack the primary target for 500% piercing damage and reduce the speed bar by 20%. So if this is not a massive counter against Gamma, I don't know what it is. But once again, you can also use it against Super Scroll or Apocalypse or anything like that. It's quite crazy what you can do with these characters. Okay, then we have the more abilities from the ultimate. If it was not enough, do the following actions to this character: gain immunity on top of all the positive effects you got already. In arena, if the primary target have safeguard, apply safeguard to yourself. So this is going to be useful against Infinity Watch, Apocalypse, and Darkhold, for example. Darkhold is also arena and it also has safeguard. Fill the speed bar of Black Cat by 20% and gain more charges. Enemies killed by this ability cannot be revived, and the attack is unavoidable and unblockable. So once again, we're going to do full damage on characters like Red Hulk that they have 100% block chance, which is massive. If you have this Awaken ability on top of everything we just mentioned, you're also going to apply blind to the primary target and one random Spider-Verse enemy. That means that if you have the Awaken ability, you can blind the enemy Black Cat, and I'm not sure if you're going to apply trauma or not to that character, but it's going to be important, right? Because she's going to fail one of the abilities, or maybe not, because the attacks are unavoidable. So I don't know. Are we going to have more Spider-Verse characters? Maybe who's going to be Spider-Verse? Miss Marvel or the new Ghost Rider or Photon? You guys let me know in the comments below which character is the one that is going to be Spider-Verse. Okay, now you have the passive for Black Cat, and look at the size of the passive, right? We have the passive and then the Awaken abilities. This is massive. So 9 lives at the start of any match. Bio enemies cannot spawn with speed up. This is going to counter once again Red Hulk. We have Brawn that gives speed up on spawn to Red Hulk. So this is going to be a massive counter for Red Hulk and Gamma in arena, in war, yes, in war. But there are for sure other bio characters that have speed up on spawn. I'm not sure if I remember of anyone. Maybe Masters of Evil, it will stop, like for example, Moonstone from getting speed up. Titania also gets speed up, I think, from Kang's passive. So there are a few characters that are going to be stopped by this ability, which is quite interesting. So this is at the start of the match. This is before on spawn, right? When the camera first shows up, that's the start of the match. On spawn is when your characters drop on the field. So Black Cat is going to get 3 charges and 9 death proofs plus immunity. 9 death proofs is a joke, 9 lives because she's a cat, right? In arena, apply safeguard to self and all Secret Defender allies. So maybe you are supposed to use the full team or not. We're gonna wait and see because we have very impactful characters like Apocalypse and the Super Scroll in arena right now. Clear revive once from all enemies and gain 1000 focus for this action. This is gonna stop any characters like Dormammu. So Dormammu is pretty much cancelled from arena. Best places to use Dormammu now is gonna be Alliance Wars and Cosmic Crucible. On any turn, if this character has 5 or more charges, clear all negative effects from this character, heal this character for 30% of the max health, and fill the speed bar of 30%. So this is why the charge mechanic on Black Cat is going to be so important, because not only you are going to heal her up, but you're also going to make her faster. This makes me a little bit scared because we don't know her speed yet. So, I mean, she could have all this amazing kit, but if she doesn't have the speed to back it up, it could be a huge problem for this character. I expect bare minimum 120 speed, but hopefully 125 speed for this legendary. While this character has any death proof, this character and all Secret Defender allies cannot have their speed bar reduced. This is going to be similar to what Quicksilver has for himself, where you cannot use Eternals against Quicksilver, you cannot use Red Hulk or Morgan Le Fay ultimates and specials against Quicksilver, right? So we're gonna have this for the entire team in arena. You can still use positive speed like Cable and Kang in order to have some speed advantage against these characters. For each death proof that Black Cat has, she's gonna get more armor, more counterattack chance, more focus, more resistance, and that's going to be a total of 90%, I guess. 90% counter, 90% armor, 90% focus, 90% resistance. And then on top of everything, she's gonna get 50% more max health. Secret Defender allies and Spider-Man allies are going to get 50% max health. From what you can see right here, if you have these arrows, this means on a specific situation. This means that this team is going to be super tanky in all game modes. Literally all game modes. They are going to get 50% more health. And we have this call out for Spider-Man. I assume this is going to be the original Spider-Man. In other games, not Marvel Strike Force, whenever you mention a character like this, it could include Spider-Man War, Spider-Man Big Time, Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Miles. All of those characters could be part of this mention. But in Marvel Strike Force, I don't think it's that inclusive. So we are going to assume that it's just the original Spider-Man. And I'm going to be honest, like Spider-Man with 50% more health is going to be a serious threat because of the defense down with rain that he applies, the slow that he applies, and also that massive stun with the 500% nuke that he has on his ultimate. Finally, we have the Awaken passive for Black Cat in Arena Offense. Enemies cannot spawn with that proof, so if you have the Awaken abilities, you are going to instantly cancel Black Cat on defense, and this is why I said this character is so much pay to win, because of this ability specifically. Once again, guys, start warming up your credit cards, because it's gonna be like $2,000, $3,000 to get all these Awaken abilities maxed out. And then on top of that, we also have lower damage reduction for all enemies that don't have death proof by 15%. We don't know how impactful this is going to be, because right now we don't have a lot of characters with damage reduction. But this might be for the Secret Defenders themselves, right? This ability already counters the enemy Black Cat, and this might be another ability that stops whichever other characters are going to be paired up with Black Cat, maybe even Photon. Maybe this is going to be a super counter against Photon in Arena. Okay guys, so that's the kit of Black Cat, my first impressions, where I think she's gonna be very useful. Once again, we have callouts for the original Doctor Strange and callouts for the original Spider-Man. We still have one new character coming up that is not part of this team, and on top of that we also have tons and tons of reworks that is going to spice up quite a lot what's to come for Marvel Strike Force. And remember that we also have a new Cosmic Crucible season coming up soon, and with the abilities that Black Cat has, the only thing that stops her from being amazing on all game modes, it's literally her speed, which at this point in time we don't know yet. So that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.